Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Today is January 8th, 2026. It's 4:02. It's a little bit late today. I hope everybody's doing good. Let me see if everything's working. Audio, everything good. Alrighty, guys. We got another episode here. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm saying. Okay, good. So today's another episode here. What we're doing is low price stocks, stocks that are a little bit more cheaper for you guys to buy. You got $1 to $20. That's kind of my range. To check on stocks. Market is closed right now, so we're gonna go ahead and do some analysis of the stocks that we looked in that we prepared yesterday for today. Today is I'm not feeling the greatest because I just got out from the dentist right now, so all this is like numb right now, and so just bear with me the best as you guys can. um I'm gonna try to pull this through today, and so um let's go ahead and deal with the first stock that we were checking yesterday, which is um what was the first one? MNTS. We had said that it was good price, low volume. The flow was the volume was okay. It was a low volume, which is not great, but it was okay. And so low flow too, which is the supply. We had this one didn't had no recent news. Um, and it has history of running. So the plan would have been for it to test higher day at 1060 and 1167 being the strongest. Okay, so it's a little bit, it's not too pricey, but it's like mid range of what I like trading, but it's still good price. And so we're gonna go ahead and check that one up right now. And so this is what I use every day. This is my criteria. Normally I focus on percentage change when it's pre-market, market open. Pretty much the same as what I've been talking about. For all these like 20 this is already I think 22nd episode or 21st. So we got a lot of episodes, and it's almost the same. It's just I'm just running down the same criteria to you guys so you guys can remember, and you know uh eventually don't have to rely on what I'm saying and everything. This would be second nature for you guys. And so yeah, so the next thing we want to focus, if it's the market open price, the ranges is $1 to $20. Right here I also want to focus on price that have gotten above from compared to the multiple days or multiple weeks or multiple months or even multiple years, which I call it multi breakout, of these ranges right here of days or months, even years, and so next thing I want to focus on is um the news is very important. Without the news, stocks don't do much, and so I always want to focus on the news, whether it's the social media or the platform itself, which they some of them have built in breaking news, and so you always want to focus on that. And then we have the float. The float, it has to be under 10 million. That's my personal preference. Those that are under 10 million are more capable of growing, and having very fast moves of like the valuation of the company. It has opportunity to grow, and so way more faster than other big companies. And so also I want to focus on volume. volume is the demand. And so the volume is has to be over 1 million. And sometimes it's you can even pick them up under, but those are really fast moves. They don't sustain much for the day. The same thing as these, but those are more a little bit more risky because you don't know how many people are trading, and you might get in this stock but have a hard time getting out because nobody's trying to buy your shares, at a certain price, or it's just because there's not a lot of buyers or sellers out there trying to be active in the stock. And so yeah, that's why I like over a million, because it's more easy for me to get in, get out. And so also I want to focus on overall trend. If the stock has history of running, then I want to focus on that. And that's pretty much it. And I have the same criteria when the market is closed. The only thing that changes is the percentage change. I will no longer focus on the percentage change. And so that's pretty much my criteria. We're gonna look into crypto soon as well once I finish with the stocks. And this is kind of like a tip of checking news, on X platform. I put Twitter here because some people don't know what the hell is X yet. And so, but what you could do is put the price sign here, and next to it you put the ticker symbol that you're trying to check the stock, and it should give you a list of news, if there's any news. Most likely there's some type of news, but it could be either recent or old. And so that's what is good to check, whether there's some news, recent news, or not. And so let's go ahead and jump into MNTS, the platform that I use to check. Well, I use normally Webull. That would be my first platform that I'm using all the time. But for you guys, those who are starting off and don't have any softwares or nothing like that, you guys could start off just just the lowest of the lowest. The first steps, which is, I'm not, you don't need to get at this. If you don't know about stocks or nothing like that, you don't want to get to like advanced softwares and stuff like that, because you're just in the learning period right now. And so TradingView is a good website where you just put in the stocks that you're watching, and you can see the chart. It's not live chart. You could pay for it, but that's totally your decision at the end of the day. This chart is going to be delayed, if you don't have subscription with them. And so that's the only drawback. But other than that, it's good website to go ahead and check these stocks. And so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's go to TradingView. Let's go to Super Charts. Oh my God, I think I didn't sign up really quick. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and fix that really quick. Let me block this thing really quick. There you go. Okay, let me fix this. I'm gonna go ahead and sign in and put my information and stuff. Hold on a second. Normally I have it prepared, but this time, since I'm focused more on my mouth, and stuff in my teeth that hurt like crazy right now. Okay, I couldn't like prepare completely, but bear with me for a sec. I'm almost done. Okay. So we're signed in, put in the chart, and so now let's go ahead and put it back up. Window. Okay, there we go. And so let's take the document off. And so MNTS is the one that we're gonna go ahead and check. And so MNTS, stocks, and NASDAQ. Okay. And so today it failed after all these days that it's been running. Finally, it had its drawback, its pullback. It didn't bounce off these supports levels here. It broke through, and now it's bouncing off these other levels of support. So it's more strength of buyers here holding the price up. Not sure if it's gonna bounce and reclaim these VWAP, this VWAP, and test these resistance levels again. You know, after it broke the support line, this line right here became resistance, and so it's gonna be a lot stronger now this time. And so we're not sure if that's gonna, if the price is gonna break these levels again. And so, but yeah, today it failed, and so we're not gonna go ahead and look more of this one. I don't know if there was some, yeah, it didn't have no news today, so. And the volume was, let's see, 4 million. Yeah, it went back to the averages. So yeah, this one is we're gonna go ahead and take this one off the list. And so let's check MVVE and see if it had another day, another successful day. We had said good price, good volume, low flow. Had news yesterday, new product launch. Daily chart is bad, but it has history of running. Plan would be for it to bounce off support and test highs of 394 ish, and test high of, wait a minute, support at 394 and test high of 440. So the support line was 394, and so yesterday it did test those levels, and it just went higher than the previous high. And that was a good breakout here. You could have took advantage here and got a little bit of profit. It went up 7%. That's enough for, in my case. I like 5 to 10%, and so I would have taken profit here. Some people would have hold up to here, or something, or depending their tolerance. It went up to 20%, so you had a lot of chance here to take some profit. Some people would have took it at the, wait for the pullback and bounce, buy at the bounce here at this support line right here, because once it breaks out resistance, the resistance line becomes support. And so this is good news right there. Once it bounced off, it doubled the distance between this length right here. So that was good deal right there. That was a good move, but it didn't hold. It didn't hold much longer. It gave back most of its gains today. It went back to zero, and it bounced off these previous support levels, and it tried to test again the highs again. So this, you could have called it at the bounce here as support. This was pretty strong, strong support, and it closed pretty decent. This kind of worried me that it didn't got above VWAP a lot earlier, but it got right there on time, and so right before the close. So right here, it seems like it's consolidating around the VWAP, and so um, you know, uh, we'll have to look at it for tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Wait a minute. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow, um, we'll have to check for tomorrow and see if it's gonna break out, hold these VWAP and test again at 566 tomorrow, because today it had its pullback, and that's normal. It has to rest in order to you know push a little, have more energy to push in the next day. And so the volume was 31 million, which is good deal. It's still in demand, and the float was very low, so that's pretty good. And so let's see if it has some recent news. And so it says NUVVE regains compliance with NASDAQ minimum bid price rule, which is over $1. That's pretty good news. And it says NUVV Holding Corporation announces board resignation. So the board, that's not good news. Uh, that's not good news. But it seems like they're making some changes, and so um, we'll see what this price can continue to do. Whether it's gonna keep holding these highs here and keep in compliance with the Nasdaq. And so we'll look at that. And so let me go ahead and check if the stream is okay. So everything looking good. Okay. The sound is good. Okay. And so let's go ahead and go back. Let's go back and check again. And so the daily here is gonna show me red, because it closed you know a little lower from the open price, which is not good, but it's still not bad completely. It's still this is more consolidation. When it's mid price of these wicks here, these long wicks, um it's more of a consolidation of these ranges right here, 440 and 566 lines. um and so we'll have to see whether it's gonna test 566 tomorrow. So we'll have it on list. I'm gonna write here the today's date, which is the 8th, 26, and I'm gonna put here had breakout over 440. However, didn't hold its at okay range to test highs at highs at 566 if price opens above VWAP tomorrow. We'll keep on watch. And so that's pretty much for this stock right here. And so we're gonna go ahead and do a new scan. We're gonna go ahead and do a new scan. And so let's go ahead and mute this. For those watching the stream, make sure to hit the like, the share, and follow if you're new, as well. Thank you for showing support. And the reason why you hear me a little bit more slower is because I just had dental work, and so everything is a little sore right now. So bear with me, as I continue with the stream. And so um we're gonna continue. We have new scan to do today. So this is the site that we use every day on Finviz, which is a free site. Now everything is delayed here, like 3-4 minutes or something. And so if you want to get the live feed, it's gonna cost you a little bit. So it's up to you guys if you want to do that, or whether you guys want to go to Weibo or other platforms that might have it free or something like that. And so the first thing we want to do on this site is we want to go to screeners, and then you're gonna see here the stocks that is showing at this moment. There's 19,000 stocks in the market. Well, more than 19,000. So in order to figure out what is the ones that move most, you have to the best thing to check is the top percent gainers of the day. And so that right there is going to give you a range of stocks that are moving at that specific time. And so based on the top percent gainers, whatever that's on that list has a great possibility to make good moves for that day. And so I believe the first thing you could do is check all the top percent gainers of the day, write them down. Not write all of them down, but like write like 10 of them, at least 10 or 20 of them, and then put them on a spreadsheet and analyze them. Analyze the volume. What are the stocks that went up that day that was very, it went up 20%, 40%, up to 100%. I mean, depends. And so you want to analyze the volume, what volume that stock had at that time, what was the percentage gain, and what made that stock go up, whether it was news or whatever you could find, whether it's financials or something like that. Um, Also checking the technical, which is the chart and all that stuff, the candlesticks and all that, analyzing all that stuff, putting all that together on a spreadsheet. That right there is gonna, if you consistently write down, all these stocks, moving, that are top percent gainers, eventually you're gonna find out what's your niche, what you prefer to see every day, and what you like, which ones you like. And so that's kind of how I did it. When I started, you know I was writing all these stocks, saying, oh wow, this one is like 30 million shares traded today. Oh, it has 30% gain, or it has a 80% gain. Okay, cool. And these are consistently showing up every day. It's not, most likely it's not the same stock, but there's many stocks that have this almost the same criteria that are showing up every day. Um, you know, what is moving these stocks? Oh, news. Oh, earning news. Oh, contract news. Oh, I mean, there's plenty more news that would move a stock. Investments. If it's biotech, you got phases that they do tests. Phase tests of the medicine or that they're doing and all that stuff. I mean, you could get way more deeper into that, and especially for biotech or for a technology company or whatever. But me, I like focusing more on like more the technicals of it. Also you check the flow. What's the supply? Um, and so if the supply shows on these stocks, it shows almost the same amount of supply. Less than 20 million, 30 million of supply of float, or less than that, which is what I like, 10 million, then that's another good one. So that's kind of what you want to do, in order to find what works for you. But this criteria right here is what works for me. And so the next thing you should do on this site is you go to all right here, and you filter out any the ones that your niche, whatever fits for you. And so this right here, market cap, is the total value of the company. And so this is kind of the first thing that I want to do. I want to like minimize, out of the 19,000 stocks there is, I want to only see 300 million, under 300 million. And so right here, it will minimize, you know, like 500 pages out of all the stocks. And this right here is 109 pages. That's about, well, I can't see all the calculation. I mean, you got 20. And so 20 by 109, that's a lot still. And so you still want to minimize what you're seeing, and so the next thing to check is the price, and you want to see from 1 to 20. And this is my criteria, 1 to 20. Maybe for you it works less than $1, or maybe your range is from $1 to $5, or more than that. Everything depends on your preference. What works for you. And so this right here, it went down like 20 more pages. And so on the third column, you see here relative volume, which is the difference between the average volume and the current volume. That right there, it gives you these numbers right here. And so me, I like over 5. Uh, and so right there, just by adding that one, look, it just cut off almost the majority of the stocks in the market. And so right now you got 3 pages, and we could continue to minimize. And so next thing to do is go on the next column, and you want to see stocks only. Right here is still that 3 pages. Next thing is performance. I want to see stocks that are moving, and so this one is a good one right here. Today up. Any stock that's moving up. And so it took off a page right here. I want to keep cutting down more. The volume right here, the demand. I like to see over 1 million. Right there, it cut off the other 2 pages. Now I got 1 page here, 17 stocks right here. What's next? The float. The float is on the next column, the last column, and my personal preference is under 10 million. And that right there gives me four stocks for today. 4 stocks, and NVVE show up again today, which was the one that we were just talking about. And so that right there, 4 stocks, pretty good to check, to analyze. It's not much. You don't have to check 20 or 30 stocks. But when you're starting at the beginning, you could check the top percent gainers. I mean, you got a whole list, but you could check 10 or 20 of them and start analyzing based on what I just said before. Volume, percentage change, the flow, see if these have news and stuff like that. And so that's what you want to do. And so this is how I filter everything out. This is the filter. And so after this right here, I don't like checking these names right here, and so I like to take them off. So I go to custom, and then I start plucking out the number, the company name, the sector name, the industry name, the country, the market cap, and the PE ratio. And so that leaves me a little bit with 4. But I would like to add the relative volume, which is the last column. If you see under here, you see the relative volume. And so right there, I just add that one. And then if you hover over to not this column, but the next one up here, you can see here shares float. And so I add that one, and then it gives me these 5 columns right here. Ticker symbol, float, which is the supply, relative volume, and the current volume, which is the demand, the price, and the percentage change. We don't want to focus on this because the market is closed right now, and so let's go ahead and remove that. And that leaves us with 5 now. So we got 5. I had said 5, but it was 6 actually, and this is now 5. And so we want to sort volume. That will be the next thing. Sort volume. And so the first one that's showing up is Acon right here. And so we're gonna go ahead and check Acon and look at it. Let me go ahead and take the notes off. Let me see if it shows the notes. Yes. And now you guys can see the chart. And so it had a good move pre-market. Right here, I wouldn't be able to do anything with this because it didn't have a confirmation pullback, only on the top right here. So I would have marked right here at the top the highest price that it went pre-market. And so today it tested one time here, these highs, but failed. And it consolidated. It had about 2 swings here. well, in the little time frames, it has way more swings, but this is a consolidation right here, a big consolidation, and it's close to the VWAP. So if tomorrow this stock right here is still holding its gains, so if tomorrow it opens or it reclaims these VWAP lines, then it has a possibility to test these highs right here, as it closed strong today. It closed pretty decent. Not too strong, but it closed pretty decent today. So we'll go ahead and add this one just to analyze Acon. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. So let's add the date today, 26 2026. So nobody's gonna, there you go. And it's 4:32 p.m. And so, when you're starting off, this is kind of what you want to do. You open yourself a little document like this, put the date, put the time, so you won't forget. And you add the ticker symbol and what you see out of the stock. Does the stock fit your criteria? And so that those are the things that you want to check. And so let's go ahead and pull this and add Acon. Let's see if you guys can see clearly. Okay, there we go. Acon. And so price is good. Let's move this really quick. Volume is good, 43 million. Good. Float is low float, very low float. Float. They had news today. I don't see no news here. Let's check on this site right here. So today, early morning, 6 a.m. it said Clarion provides 2025 update and 2026 corporate outlook. That doesn't give me anything right now unless I check inside, which I'm not gonna do. Now it says here 8 in the morning they release another one. It said a Clarion AI back pain tech sees 114% surge in demand, stock soars. So back they talking about this tech right here, this technology right here, AI back pain tech. So if you guys could look more into it. I won't do more fundamental analysis on it. As long as it has some type of news, that's kind of what I want to focus on. Some people are talking about it here in stock twits. This guy says stock crazy thin, the fact that its spread is so wide. So you gotta be careful what you're reading. What you want to see is the activity of the post. How active people are posting about this stock. If it only has one or two, it's not active. But if it has a couple digits and stuff like that, 20, 30, or even 100, then good. DT Dub TV, I appreciate you coming by. Thank you so much. I like those little widget emote and stuff like that. The emoji stuff. That's the best thing about the Rumble, because other platforms you have to pay for this stuff. Um and so these are pretty cool. I liked it. I like this stuff. Unless the premium provides it. Maybe this comes from premium. Um but I like it very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. But let's go ahead and continue again. So it does have some news. So we'll mark it here. Has news. And let's see the daily chart. Let's take the document off so we all could see the daily. And so the daily here is terrible. it's a downtrending. Uh, but it has some moves. It has some moments here. You know, had a couple history of, it had a lot of splits. That's why you see the 30,000, 18,000, and all that stuff. It had a bunch of splits. It had a bunch of earnings news here. But it did have some couple times where it ran. Especially this one, it ran. So it does have some history of running. Oh shit! Now it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days. Green day. How much it would extend? Plan would be for it to reclaim of EWAP and test high of day at 9:35. 9:35. And so we'll take the bold letters out. And so that's pretty much it for this one. Let's go ahead and check on another one. Not this one because we already checked it. POAS. PO. Oh shit. POAS. Wait a minute. Did I press the right? Is it the same? POAS. Yes. So yeah, this activity right here was not much. 5 million volume. That's not much. It does have some type of activity. I don't think it has some news. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't have no news either. Unless it's getting hyped up on social media, especially on X platform. But yeah, it was stagnant right here at the open, and in the afternoon it started running. Um, it will be good to check what made it run this way, if it was some type of hype. But if you look at the daily, um, it's a new IPO. It's a holding company. When you see stocks that says holdings here, it's a holding company, and not all of them, but some of them, they pursue to acquire companies, and so there's a phase for that. They have uh they look for like SPAC companies and stuff like that. Which is SPAC means for special acquisition companies. And so the special acquisition companies, before they open in the market, um you know people, investors and everything that know about the SPAC company may buy warrants and stuff like that of the company, and eventually when a holding company acquires the company, then they change their ticker symbol to whatever they please, and then it goes out to the market. And once it opens, it can even open in the positive side, or it could start off declining. Everything depends, you know how it attracts the people, the crowd, and how the crowd reacts to it. And so if they react in a positive way, most likely this stock is going to open up pretty high. And people start, normally what happens is those people that bought the warrants, they go ahead and sell them, for a profit and stuff like that, once the market opens. um and so that's kind of what happens. Me, I don't trade much on SPACs, but I kind of know a little bit about it. But that's kind of what the holding companies, pursue most of the time. And so this is a holding company, and so this one, it had, there was no multi breakout here. it could have been almost if it would have closed up here, it would have been like a multi-day breakout, but not as much. Right here you got this overall resistance here holding, most of the pending orders of sell orders right here, of sellers, and so they're holding that price down. So, you can't tell exactly what's gonna happen here. There's not much activity. 5 million is not much. Um, the float is higher than the volume, which is not great. The supply is higher than the demand, so price has to come down to meet to attract buyers. And so this one I won't have it on the list. It's not of my liking. Plus, it doesn't have any news here as well. So let's check MRNO. MRNO. The good thing is that we don't have a lot of stocks today, so I won't I won't spend more than 2 hours here. But yeah, so this one doesn't have much activity as well. I only have 4 million volume, and the float is about 1 million. There's still more demand than the supply, so that's good to see. Now news, there was no recent news. Let's check over here on this one. No recent news either. So this one is probably and it has run it's at the back end of the move. It started running over here a couple days ago. And right now it's at the back end of the move. I don't think it's gonna attract more people here. I think it's too high right now at this point. But unless news come out, and attracts buyers, then it's the only way. Right here, I'll put a line right here. I think we did mark this one right here. You see and it did broke out. It broke out here convincingly. So if you would still wait for this one, s- this was the reason why we took it off the list. No activity. But the next day it just got active again, people got attracted to this move right here, and so they bought. It broke out, and so you could have made a little profit here, if you would have been more patient. Me, I'm not. I'm patient sometimes, and sometimes I'm not patient. I don't like, these stocks have to react fast. you know if they don't react fast, then I'm on to the next one. And so, yeah, I don't like this type of activity, but it did have some moments here. Not sure if it's gonna test a high again, but on the daily, if you can see on the daily, it's not great chart. It's already 1, 2, 3, 4. It had this red day here, so this is a green day, considered a green day as well, a first green day. I'm sorry. And so it might have a day two here, but it has to deal with all this resistance right here, which is called quote unquote overhead resistance. So it has to deal with that. If it can't break these ranges right here, then it's gonna have a hard time. So um not sure if I should leave we'll have it on the list just to analyze. MRNO, just to analyze. I'm not gonna write nothing about it. Just to analyze. Oh, Hernandez 2787 says much love, homie. Make sure you all follow my bro, like and repost. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming by and showing support. Yes, guys, hit the like button. Follow my social media platforms, Discord, all YouTube, Twitch. Eventually, when I get everything set up for the TikTok, I'm gonna have that ready too. And so we'll have that settled. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I'm almost done with with the stream. We're gonna do the crypto now, and yeah, let's go ahead and hop to the crypto. That was the last one of the stocks, and let's go ahead and go to crypto. And so the first one we're gonna go ahead and check is what we had on list yesterday, which was Momo was the one we had for the day before yesterday. And we had said keep on watch test of high day at around, well, and that was on the 7th at this time was the highest point at 12:30. So let's go ahead and check that right now. Which was, wait a minute, what I said here? Momo. Okay, Momo and crypto. And so the 7th was this point, and it was at 12:30. So this around this area here. So you know, it didn't reach those high of day right here. It tried to test over here at this point, but failed. So unfortunately, but it's still consolidating around these highs. Maybe tomorrow, well, today, because these times are different now. So the market it started another brand new day here at this line. So today it might you know maybe in a couple hours it might test these highs here. So it will be a good one to watch. And so I'll just update here. Just keep an eye. It's still at those ranges to test today's yesterday highs. And so yeah, so we're done with that one. Let's check OVL. And so OVL, just like I said, it failed to test the high day, and it went down crashing here. It broke through this support, this uptrending support line, and it's now crashing down. So this one is gonna come out of the list, which I don't like. I don't like seeing these type of moves right here when it goes down like that. A lot of times it doesn't recover back. So my preference is more breakout. So this one is it you know was not gonna do that. It was gonna take a little bit for it to turn around, if it could do that. And so let's go ahead and check Bay. um let's check the first one and see. So it did had a pretty good day here. Let me see if there's another one that's more clear. Well, it has the same thing. So right here, the move would have been, this is confirmation pullback, and that same first candle had a really high move right here, and so I would have put a resistance line right there, horizontal line, and it's been moving for a couple days. So well, since the day before yesterday. Well, this was today. Yesterday. This was yesterday. And so um it broke out eventually. You would have took a little bit of profit here at this point. You got the confirmation breakout, and then right here it went up to, it had a 10% move. Not bad. Would have took some profits there. Some people would have waited for a bounce off the VWAP or a bounce off this resistance line, which was a support line once it got broken. But it failed to hold this resistance line, so it's not as strong as it supposed to. We would like to see, not supposed to. And so it's now below this resistance line now. Um, but it's still hovering around those areas there. So it might test these highs again. So um, we'll have another line here of resistance, and we'll keep this on watch as well because it's still moving. But today it had a pretty good move compared to yesterday. Yesterday, let me mark that line right there. Boom. And so that was another good move. You know, you could have got right in here at this point. You know, that candle alone was 11%. It went up to 34% from that move. You know, so two good moves there that you could have took advantage on the breakout. But everything at the end of the day is personal preference. The point is not to show you how to buy or sell, where to buy or sell. The point is so that you guys could find these, you know, find the ones that move, and eventually you guys could go ahead and learn how to trade them and stuff like that, you know. Um, and so this one was pretty good move. So I'll keep this one on watch. Keep on watch. Had a breakout today and is still holding near highs at, what was this time? 2035. On 26. Okay. Let's so we don't get confused. And so let's go ahead and scan another a bunch of whatever the market wants to show us. We're gonna go ahead and screen another crypto amount of crypto. So let's put a today's date, which is the 8th, 2026. It's 4:54 p.m. at this time. I think we're 51 minutes in, so it's not, we haven't spent much time. We're almost done too. So depending on how many crypto we've got here is where we're gonna finish soon. So this is the site right here, CoinMarketCap. There's plenty of different options here of, you know, different ways that you could look at the crypto in order to either trade them. Well, you're trading them, but I mean, there's NFTs here. There's all kinds of different stuff here that you could look into. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and screen the crypto. And what I like to do is refresh here on CoinMarketCap, and it's gonna show me the main page here. If it doesn't show you this, then go ahead and hit this title right here until you see the filter here. And so you click the filter, and then you got this point right here. And so the criteria for this, just like the stocks, we like to check the market cap. Anything from 1 million to 10 million is the point of cryptos that I want to see. And so there's a huge amount of cryptos that, you know, they get created today, and some of the majority are running, you know, uh most likely they're not the same amount of, you know, that the stocks are, but there's plenty. I mean, and every day there's a couple coming up, you know, and you could check those on the trending one. I mean, there's other ways to check them too, but the next criteria right here is the volume. You know, we want to see volume from 1 million to 100 million. And then percentage change, we want to check from 10% to 500%. And so this is pretty much how I filter them. I mean, you could do a screenshot or whatever, you know, write it down. I have done this on my other streams, so you're not gonna miss anything. So and so we press here, apply, and then you got here another set of cryptos. And so We'll like to sort 24-hour percentage from high to lowest, and we only have a little bit here as well. So this one, wow, 421%. We're gonna look at that right now. We have checked this one before, and we couldn't find it on this site, so we're gonna check again and see if we could find it. Let's open it from this link real quick and see. Wow, incredible, incredible. Look at that move. Wow. And it opened on the 25th last year. Right here, you could have gotten right. Put a resistance line right here. Let's see if we could find this on so we could see this right here. Is it this one right here? Nope. That was the same problem that we had the other day. That is not it. There's no way to find this thing. There's no way to find it, which is weird. Black whale, it says here. The black whale. It might be this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it. So, wow. This is why I like stocks. You know, look at this move. Incredible. You could have got in right here. If it came up on the scanners, this is a confirmation pullback. This is one of them. Waited for a breakout somewhere around this area. Right here would have been a good spot right here. You want to make some profit here. That's 10%. Waited for another confirmation pullback, which was this right here, a very small one. You could have got in here and got a, so got this move right there. And that's nothing. I mean, there's another confirmation pullback. You could have got good profit there. Not here. Over here, you would have took a little small loss, but if you would have waited a little bit, you got another confirmation pullback. Was a great move as well. Right here, you got another confirmation pullback at in this point right here. This is the highest point, so this is another resistance area. Right here, you would have got here in this candle and got more profit here. This is another resistance area. I mean, now this is too many trades here, but I'm just showing you guys an example of how many opportunities here you could have took here. I mean, you wouldn't miss this stock for nothing. You wouldn't, there was nothing to miss here. I mean, if you would have took at least one loss, you would have had, plenty more times here to regain your money back. This was no confirmation pullback. That right there, and this right there here, and it seems like it's coming back. It's coming up again. There's no confirmation pullback, only here. So this right here would have been a resistance line right here. So a confirmation breakout right here would have been great. It might do that, or it might bounce. Turn around from this point right here. Everything depends. Right now, it's too extended. I see it too extended, but stocks go as high as it wants to go. Everything depends on the demand of the crypto. Right now is the trading volume at this point of today, not yesterday. Well, this was today, but it started a new day, and so it's at 4 million right now. And the supply is 986 million. So there's too much supply in comparison to this one, but it had this price movement, and the market cap is very low, 7 million. So it could go as high as it wants to go. So this one was a good one. We'll keep the we'll write the whole name because I don't know uh why they wrote whale Y or something, black Y, on the crypto current coin market cap web. Oh, wait a minute. Black whale. Keep watch. Very good move. Waiting for confirmation pullback and test of high of day at I just put 0. Yeah, that's fine. And so this one, I'll take the bold off. I'll take the bold off and check here. And that's pretty much it for this one. We'll check another one. What was the? Oh, wait a minute. Let me check how high it went today, because it says 400%, but I don't know how it completely. Let's see. That's high. How much? 641%. Look at that. Wow. Incredible. 600. So, that's incredible numbers right there. You would have made at least 6 times your money there. 6 times. Depending how much you put in there. If you put like $100, 600%. Plus 600%. Yeah, that's about $700. So 6 times your money. So, that was an incredible move right there. Let's go ahead and check another one. So we already checked this one. It showed up again, and we still have it on the list. We checked that one. And so we got these last two right here, DOYR. We'll look at that one. DOYR crypto. And so it, has a pretty decent. It had ran a couple of days ago, and right now, everybody was taking profit here, all the way down here, and most of the people that are down here, they bought over here, and so that's not great, but it recuperated. They caught it. People caught it at the bounce here, and right now it seems like it's close from this front end of the move. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. And so that's the point that it's about to test. It looks like it's gonna test. So we'll keep this one on list. We'll have this one on list. DOYR. Looks near high of day at 0, 0, 0 today. '26. Look for a test at those highs. Eventually we'll do like analysis of news and stuff like that. Right now I'm uh we'll just have this simple a way of doing it. But you would like to check like volume, supply, circulating supply. You would like to check the news if it had news and stuff like that. See what is moving it. Find out the reason why it's moving. You know, Stocks just don't go up just because there's a reason behind it. So, but we got that one, and then the last one is DG Ram. DG Ram. So let's check that one. That was an incredible move right there. Now overall, it's not good. Had this fall right here, but on the 5-minute, had a pretty interesting move here. This is the confirmation pullback right here. So the high would be this one right here. That's the resistance level. Right now it's coming down again. I'm not sure if it's gonna turn around. We cannot predict that yet. But if it turns around, it has to test these areas right here. I won't have it on list because I don't like to see this right here. It's given out a little bit more than half of its gains, and this is the lowest point of the stock. So it's very close to hitting these lows again. So yeah, unless it was like up here somewhere, very near to the high of day, then I would be more interested. Sorry about that. Trading volumes 3 million, very low. Supplies 2 billion, too high supply. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the crypto. There's nothing else that I would be interested. I want to focus when it comes to crypto. I want to focus on the percentage change, and it has to be higher than 20% in order for me to, be like it, or prepare for it pretty much. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the crypto. Um, I hope you enjoy the stocks that you guys watched today. They're not much. We have 4 to watch for tomorrow, and so tomorrow, hopefully, I feel a lot better. Right now, I'm feeling much better. I notice I could talk a little bit more better from this side because it was swollen for a minute, and numb too. So, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope this helps you a lot. Any questions, just hit the comments or email me or hit me on the Discord or whatever you guys want. Make sure to repost this stream, like, share, follow. Those are the most common things that would any streamer would ask. But yeah, appreciate it very much for sticking up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Earlier on the weekend, we're gonna go ahead and do Lego Star Wars. I have to download it today so I can have it ready for tomorrow. For Saturday, not tomorrow. Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. So Saturday and Sunday we're gonna do Lego Star Wars. I hope it's fun. I haven't done Lego games in a long, long time. I used to do it with my little brother. So but now he's like 20 something years old. So I'm like, oh shit. If I tell him, hey, let's go ahead and play Lego Star Wars, he say, what the hell? Why the hell I want to play Lego Star Wars? That's for little kids. I'm like, oh my god. All right. But I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we could find more stocks to for Monday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys. Have a good night.